This is the newly released Google Nexus 1. It is also made by HTC, and of course Google up there is they have both their logos. And let's first start off with the outside of the phone, as it is what you're going to see when you get the phone. At the bottom there is a standard trackball, something you'd see on a BlackBerry, or maybe even like G1. Above that, rather, there are 4 keys. One is back, menu, home, and the last one is search. And they do just as you would think. And I'll get more to that later. On the left side of the phone, there is a volume rocker. On the top, there is a power / sleep and wake button, just as you would see on the iPhone. And then over on the other side, there is a 3.5 standard headphone jack, and there's nothing on the other side of the phone. So let's get to the back. There is a pretty big circle on the back of the phone. It's for the 5 megapixel camera with flash to the right of that. And then, as you can see, there are little openings on the top of the battery cover. That's for the speaker, and then the tiny one right over there is actually a dual microphone. Well, there's a one microphone there, and then there's one, down there. And what it does is, I believe this one on the back cancels out any background noise and effectively makes it so that you've got canceling mics and improves the quality of your listeners. Anyway, onto the software. This is the unlock screen and standard Android pattern. If you wish, you can also just do a swipe to unlock as with the iPhone. This is Android 2.1, which is the newest, and there are 5 home screens, so we can scroll left to right and such on here. These are all the icons basically that you can open up applications. You can put widgets on there just by holding the screen, and shortcuts, widgets, folders, and then you can change your wallpapers by that too. And to go out of that, you would hit the back button. And while I'm on that, I'm going to open up, let's see here, the settings. Okay, and let's say I want to go home. Well, let's see, if I touch this, it won't quite work no matter how many times you press it, unless you press it in the right spot, which seems to be right just below the screen, and there it works. That's also similar once you go into here and then you want to go back. It doesn't quite work until you go just above the arrow. It's a lot more than you would think, but I guess it's not a big deal. Once you just get used to knowing where you have to press them, it's not a big deal. Here we can go in and go to a different home screen, check out shortcuts for something like display. So if I touch that, it will effectively dim the screen. So it's almost like an on-off thing. And then I believe the one next to it is sync, network access, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi. This has B&G Wi-Fi. It was rumored to have N, but apparently it didn't make that into the latest build. Let's do a speed test, just opening one of the applications and see. 94 ping, that's looking pretty good, and this is over Wi-Fi. Getting right to about a little over 1 megabyte, which is slow. It's normally 3 megabytes, believe it or not. The upload's not too bad considering what I'm supposed to be getting. A little under 1 megabit. That's pretty much what I was quoted at. So now we're back at the home screen, and let's go into the menu here. We can, go through. It's kind of like a little revolving circle. If you look down at the bottom, down there, there's kind of like a circle that hangs off an edge or something. So these are all the applications, some of which I've installed, some are default, come with the phone, but I installed Compass, Droid Sense, Facebook, I believe, Google Goggles, Labyrinth, Looped, Meebo, Metal Detector, which is a pretty gimmicky app, but it seems to work pretty good. And then what else here? PayPal, Photo Bucket, Snaptel, Speed Test, SMS Pop-Up, Shazam, and then the Wi-Fi Analyzer. I'm going to note on SMS Pop-Up that I installed. I'm going to send myself an email, or a instant message rather, just saying test, enter, sent, and you'll see it should pop up. That is what the application is for. So there we go, and of course I can reply or delete or close it, whatever I wish. And then I'm going to text back here, I'll say okay. And that went through. Also, another thing to note is when you're in the messages, there seems to be some small issue with trying to reply with the keyboard. Now I'll show you here. If I press somewhere right there, I can just press and it'll take quite a few hits, but I noticed that it seems like the sweet spot is right after the E right there, and as you saw, it just came up right away. So little things to note. They'll bug you at first, but once you get used to it, it's not that big of a deal. Here's someone I sent a picture of, my phone, and you can just scroll through there and do all that stuff as a normal text messaging. It's threaded. You'll get a little notification up here in the top, and we can test it out again. I'll go send another test message. If you look up here, it shows up, and that's what you normally only get. This down here is with something I downloaded in the Android Marketplace. That's something we can open up and see here. It's pretty laid out, nice and such, but a lot of the apps seem to be expensive, like NBA, $10. It's another one here. A Book Reader Pro, or Book Reader Premium, I guess, is going to be just about $2. And I've seen quite a few free things of those on the iPhone. It's a little bit hard to navigate, but you can, search through there. You can break it down in games or apps. So if you want to go arcade in action, we'll do that, and then basically just scroll through the list and choose what you want. But then thankfully there's actually a thing up here where you can change it so it's looking for free apps or paid apps. But other than that, it's pretty standard, just a marketplace to download and buy apps and test things out. I would definitely recommend getting the SMS pop-up app, because it's quite annoying when you get a message and you don't really know, you don't realize it until you pull this down, and often you won't even see it. So my phone is also running on AT&T, because this is the unlocked Android software, so it's not locked to any carrier, but I do believe you can get it on T-Mobile, which is going to be $189 or similar without a contract, or with a contract. And this was about $560 or so after shipping and tax, unlocked. So pick yours up today at google.com/phone. Thanks for watching my review on the Google Nexus 1.